there, good friends, followers, everybody. Appreciate you. I do, I do. Hope everybody's doing A-OK tonight. Me, I can't complain. Don't do no good. Nobody wants to hear it. I did get my Walmart order in, so I'm happy. I got, I remember to order water and cranberry grape juice for me. I forgot last time to order it, or the water, so. Oh, I got plenty of water to last us the next few days. I don't have to go buy the little bottles of water. But it is what it is. Good afternoon. Yeah, I went over to pick up the head gasket and it still wasn't ordered. They hadn't done a damn thing. So the manager himself come out and talked with me, and he's like, man, I'll go grab one right now for you from another store. He knew it was ridiculous and all too. And I told him that's all right, as long as it's here by morning, I'll be happy. And he ordered it to have it delivered and everything. And hell, an hour later he calls me and says, hey, it's here. So he probably went out and picked it up himself, which he didn't have to. But you know what? That's pretty good that he even offered to go get it himself right then and there to make up for it. So, yeah, pretty good AutoZone after all. They're going to try and take care of me and the problem. So I like that. Yeah, well, it's there. I can go pick it up now or in the morning. He went ahead and I think drove over to the hub store and picked it up himself. For it to get there that quick, I mean, maybe he ordered it then and 30 minutes later another truck brought it. I don't know, but I think I kind of got a feeling he went and got it himself just to make sure that it got there. And that I appreciate. Oh, shit. Here's Dave. Give me a minute. Watch out, little one. What's up? Oh my gosh.
The ladies made you a plate, but I passed out on the couch.
Thank you. The head gasket's here. The guy, he went and got one after ours. It never came in.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, they never did it. Even this morning when I bitched him out, so the manager himself went and got me one.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. At least they made things right.
Yeah, that's cool. Thank you.
You might have to heat it up.
See you tomorrow, huh?
Yes,
All right,
sir.
Bert. Thank you. Look at that. My late Thanksgiving meal. His wife had to work on Thanksgiving and all, so they just had it today instead of Thursday, which why not, and they brought me a plate over. Isn't that just so special? Thank you. Daniel, your wife, family, and everybody, thank you. What's up, Joseph? Big Stank? Excuse me. Whew. Yeah, it's real awesome. Really awesome. Huh. Yeah, it's awesome. Oh, it's awesome. Yes. Oh, thank you for kisses, lady. Thank you, young lady. I appreciate your kisses. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I thank you. Thank you, young lady. Mwah. Her such a good girl. Yo, Big Stank. I hope everybody's having fun, doing okay. I'll get that, the wind still hasn't died down here. It's supposed to have ended about 30 minutes ago, but I don't think the wind got the notice. We're still getting a gust here and there. But when the wind dies down tonight or in the morning, I think I'll be able to heat up the cab area and get the head gasket on. Snowed, eh? Damn it, man. My divider keeps coming down with that wind. Oh, shucks. I'm not out of gas. I must be out of oil. Wasn't that just not the right time? Shit. Which means I got to go buy oil if that's the case. Because I don't have none. Damn it. Darn it. I know it ain't gas. I just filled that thing up. If I go out there and start it, it would probably start and then die after a minute. I think it's low on oil. We'll find out in a second. And I'm not going over to AutoZone. I'll just go in here and pay a ridiculous price for oil, I guess. But I bet that's what it is, because it's got gas. Hear that wind? That wind ain't picked up at all. Bam! Shit, they lied when they said that wind was going to end. Oh, I'll be damned. I'm out of gas. Damn, this thing's using a lot of gas when I run the heaters. Damn it, it's cold. Fudge. I gotta get my other jacket on. Whew. Damn, it's cold out there. Whew. I mean, downright cold out there. Damn it, man. Give me a minute here. Whew. Doggone. I wonder what the wind chill is out there right now. Minus 13 or something? Jeez. I mean, it was 21 earlier today when it was 37. It's about 30 out there. Put in the wind chill, it's probably about 15, I guess. Damn. Whew. Fudge. Whew. I mean, that got me cold that quick. Now I gotta go out in this damn wind again. Oh, yeah. Whew. At least I was smart enough to buy the gas. I just didn't put it in. I don't have to go out there and pump it. Hang on there, people. I'll get you in a minute. Let me get this gas in here. My hands are about frozen. Oh my gosh.
It's a classic design that will give your cookware and kitchen a
Woo.
and upscale appearance. Gasket Steel Gold has the beauty and the bronze.
Oh my gosh.
Engineered with extremely
That was
strong
freaking
titanium
cold.
with ultra non-stick ceramic,
Woo.
featuring double the non-stick release. It works so well you won't
I mean beyond cold. Damn.
cook healthier.
Whew.
Simply will not stick, and it wipes clean with ease.
Give me a minute here.
Surfaces
Sit here and chill out for a minute.
steering
I'll be
and
right back.
golden brown caramelization to boost your recipe's flavor. It's oven safe up to 500 degrees, and it's dishwasher safe. Get the complete Gotham Steel Gold set for just 5 payments of $49.99. Hold everything. Order right now, and we'll drop. So it's just 4 easy payments of $49.99. Plus, you'll get free shipping on everything. But wait, you'll also get the free extra large square pan set. It's the perfect blend of style and functionality. Plus, the large square shape fits an entire family meal. Also, get this free knife set. Slice, dice, and chop with precision using our premium coated stainless steel blades. You'll get this huge 20-piece set with free shipping. Don't miss out.
Sorry about that.
To order, call 1-800-20.
Whew. Whew, let me get warmed up now. Let me go back and see what all I missed. Where's my eyeglasses? I don't see my eyeballs. Well, other than being minus my eyeballs, I'm all right. Damn it. I hate when that happens. Oh, there they are, hanging on my jacket. Sorry about that. Let me try and catch up on some of these messages. Everything's closed down. Yo, Will, what's up? Yeah, Mike was live earlier. I caught his live for a minute. Des Moines, Iowa, huh? Whew. 17, geez. Lots of wonderful. There ain't nothing wonderful about wind or snow. The only wonderful thing about wind or snow is if it isn't in my town. Hey. Yeah, oh, wow. No trees sucks. Need trees to block that wind. Don't coat the titties are getting your shorts. Oh, hell no. You're fucked up, Michael. You look like you might have had a little buzz over there on TikTok. I wasn't going to say nothing, but it kind of looked like you might be enjoying yourself. Whew. Thank goodness I can take one coat off. Hang on a minute. Whew. I have to leave the overalls on until I go to bed. I take them off because I can't sleep in them. I don't like how they make me feel when I'm sleeping. Like I can't, they're almost too small for me. They don't feel comfortable to sleep in. So, first thing when I wake up, I got to put them on though, because that's the only way to get warm. You're getting drunk too. slide down the hills, I bet. Oh, hey, no problem, Michael. I just happened to see where you sent me that you was live, and I decided to go on there. We're going to have to do a couple lives together sometime. I haven't went live in such a long time. You know, them idiots, they like to report my videos, so I just don't go live, and then they don't have nothing to report. Hell, I still haven't even collected my money from TikTok neither. Ah, you need to slow down on the drinking, my brother. It's just bad for you. You know that. More smoking, less drinking. You live longer. Oh, you've been watching some of Dan's lives? Yeah, Dan's pretty cool. I like Lieutenant Dan, or JC. I like him. I think you're right, Will. I think me and him would get along really good. We'd make good friends, I think. Me and him have been through a lot of the same shit. We have a lot of the same thinking and stuff. Yeah. But he's been going live a lot. They took him out of the moderators program, so I guess he's not making money. Hey, thank you for telling people to double tap. I appreciate that. Yeah, there's 6 of you here and only 3 likes. What's up with the other, 4 of you here that don't like me, huh? Come on, double tap that screen. Just reach up and out the middle of your phone and give it a double tap, would you please? Did you tell me it's fine? You're just celebrating? Every lies, cops are cruising around there. Oh, on JC's? Yeah, I guess so. And what don't you like, Frank? Sorry. What are you doing, Lita? What are you doing? What's over there? It's an electrical cord. You don't want to be like your kids and eat my electrical cord? No, you don't. Oh, goodness sakes. My hands are starting to warm back up, and I was only outside a couple of minutes. Yeah, too cold at 67, I know. I know. But also, you got to remember, he don't have no heat or nothing. And when you're used to it being in, hot day and night, being in Florida weather, it does feel cold to them, you know, when it gets down like that. Um, so I could understand, especially him not having no heat, no nothing. It's got to be a little rough. Stank. Oh, heck, I'd love to stay in the 60s, yeah. Year round, I could live with that. I could live with that. But, you know, he's used to being up in the 80s, 90s stuff, and then all of a sudden you're in the 60s, 65, it does. It feels cold to him for some reason. Thank you, Mr. Daniel, and thank your wife and everyone there, the family, for the Thanksgiving love, man. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate the hell out of you. You're on 30, you lost 15 days. Right on. Right on. May you lose another 15. Whew, I'm just, man. Daniel, I walked out there because I thought I had another couple hours of gas left. I mean, I knew I had to fill it up before I went to bed. But I'm going to top it off before I go to bed in a couple hours anyway now. Because if I wait and top it off between 10 and 11, it'll run until 6, 7 a.m. Because I'm not running the heaters. When I go to bed, I turn off the big heater. I've been running the little one. But, and heck, when we woke up this morning, it wasn't bad at all in here. Just running the one little one. Now, if the wind dies tonight, it'll be good. But if that wind stays kicking all night tonight, it might get a little chilly. I might have to run the second heater. But instead of $8 a day in gas, I'm doing about $16 a day on fuel because running the heaters. But I expected that, just like when I run the AC. It damn near doubles your gas. It pretty much doubles it. They arrested the devil. They got him on possession. No, I never heard that. uh, Now my hands are warm. I can almost set my heater away from me. I'm still letting them toast my hands. Oh. What'd you put your what? I'm dead. Why are you dead? Because they arrested the devil for possession. There you go, Frank. uh, oh, goodness sakes. I think it's time for a bowl. As they say in America, cheers. You used to want to be a comic? There you go. Well, enjoy your beer. Well, you can become a convict comedian. That shouldn't have nothing to do with being a comedian. Well, I've had my beer limit this week. Unless I get this thing going. I've had my beers for the week, the month, whatever. Oh, yeah. That was one of my favorite songs to play on the Gravitron. Magic Carpet Ride. Yeah, one of my favorite songs to play on there. Third Rock from the Sun was another one. That was one of my favorites to play on the Gravitron or Starship, whichever. Those are two of my favorite songs to play. But I kid you not, Mike. People would walk off my ride holding their ears, but they'd get back in a line and get on the next ride. I mean, yeah, I blast. I didn't want to hear 45 panels going boom, 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 and boom, boom, boom. Well, I cranked that music up. You're damn right. I mean, yeah. You could hear the music over the screams in the ride. If you was outside, in line. Now, you couldn't hear the music perfectly because it kind of like low, high, as it's spinning around, but you could hear the music and you could hear it louder than the screams. That's one thing I did. I believed in playing loud music in the ride. And then it hit you. There you go. The Gravitron looks like a spaceship. It's also called the Starship and a few other names since. It's all the same ride. It was put out by Wisdom. Wisdom built the very first one, and they're the ones that make them to this day. It looks like a giant spaceship. The guy sits in the center of the ride, the operator. It's the only ride ever built that the operator must ride the ride. You're sitting on the commutator. The electric commutator's right underneath your seat, pretty much. So you're sitting on a big electrical panel underneath of you, pretty much, spinning around, playing loud music, you know, watching the pools turn around upside down stuff. It spins you around and sticks 45 people. If it's loaded, you have 45 places people can be, and it sticks them to the wall like a cockroach. You can turn upside down or set off the wall. You won't fall down. I can stand on the wall like that and act like Superman, just fly out in the air. It's pretty cool. Once you get up to speed, if you had like a cup of coffee or soda or something, once you get spinning around up to speed, you can take it and set it there beside you, and it won't fall or anything. Now, when the ride starts to come back, slowed down enough that the centrifugal force the centrifugal force is fading, then the cup will fall if you don't grab it. Just like people sitting on the wall and stuff, you know, as the ride's coasting down, they're going to slide down the wall and stuff. So you can feel when it's got your pin and when it's releasing you. Oh, yeah. Oh, if you've never seen one or been on one, oh, yeah, Google it, the Gravitron. It's just, you stand there. Everybody thinks the floor drops, but the floor don't drop. The floor's stationary. The walls go up about 1.5 feet. Each individual panel, there's 45 of them that you just lean against. And if you went over there and nobody was leaning against or nothing, you can take and slide it up like that. It raises about 1 foot or just over 1 foot. And everybody gets the thought that the floor drops, but it don't. They made one years ago called the rotor, where the floor actually dropped out. But that killed a couple of people in Ohio at that one park, and they outlawed the rotor after that. Because a malfunction can make it not spin high enough to keep you up, and then you hit the blend like a blender when you hit the cross members down there and shit, I guess. It wasn't the greatest idea to make one with the floor actually dropped out. Now, they have one outside where you go on and you stand and you're outside. You're not inside or nothing. You're just standing there in a big circle, and you got a little chain across the front of you, and all of a sudden it starts spinning and spinning, and you stick to the wall, and then it tilts up like this, and you still stay, you know, it just keeps you forced. And that's called the roundup. Similar to, but not the Gravitron at all. The Gravitron's a lot faster, and it's flat. But I'll never forget, we was in Wishick, Ohio, and they'd never seen a full carnival. It's a little bitty town in Ohio, and it was their bicentennial. And they brought the entire Murphy Brothers show in to play that spot. And, I mean, we had the funnest time, the best time. People come from who knows where. But a lot of people showed up and all. But this town was so small. All the carnival rides was set up in parking lots of businesses and on the street. I mean, everything but people's front yards. My Gravitron was actually in the hardware parking lot. And I'll never forget, I'd set up that morning, you know, and everything. Or no, we'd set up that evening. And that morning I was doing my test ride and everything. You go, you make sure everything's okay, and you do a test run before the inspector gets there or before you open, whichever. This was the first day. The inspectors hadn't inspected the rides and gave us the okay to open yet. We were opening that evening, but the inspectors had to come by that morning. And as long as we passed, your ride open. If you didn't pass, well, you was in big trouble with Boston. You better get it ready to open. But anyhow, I was going through my thing that morning and make sure everything was all right. I'm going through my safety list, my checklist, and last thing I got to do is a test run. And that's no music or nothing. Just go in there and listen to the ride, take through a full run, panels up and down and all, and braking and all that. You don't use the music or nothing because you're listening for the ride, the pins or whatever. So I'm out there and I just get my spin done and I'm letting it coast on down, and I'm smoking a cigarette because there's nobody on the ride or nothing as it's coasting down. And I crack the door and I spot the stairs and I open the door and there's a guy standing out there just looking at me, you know, coming down them stairs. And he's an older guy. He was about 80 or so, you know. And he just looking at me. And so I walk on down the steps and outside the gate and, hey, how you doing? he looks right at me and he says, you know, that there looks like a spaceship. I about fell over when he said, you know, that there looks like a spaceship. I about fell over to the ground. But all them people loved the carnival and what we did and everything. But that was just the cutest moment ever. The old man said, you know, that there looks like a spaceship. Yeah, it looks just like a UFO. It looks like kind of like the Lost in Space. You know, a colorful Lost in Spaceship. That thing spins around so fast, if it spun any faster, it probably would take off. That there looks like a spaceship. I used to have a bicentennial coin from the town. They gave all the carnies and stuff a bicentennial coin from Wishick. Oh yeah, fog machine, smoke machine. Yeah. Some have laser lights, all kinds of stuff. Jimmy Otterbacher, man, he had the best one. I had a diamond plated floor. He diamond plated the floor. All of his equipment was PV. It had a light computer on it to do all the lights and stuff. All the electronic mixer, the CD, everything was PV. Man, it was sweet. I'm telling you, it was sweet as hell. Oh man, I put on a show. Like, I love playing the song Third Rock from the Sun. I mean, if you're familiar with the song, it talks about, it's an alien, you know, basically, Third Rock from the Sun. And it talks about a truck hitting the big boy in the Shoney's parking lot, and the big boy flies through the air and takes out the power, basically. Well, soon as it says about the big boy flying through the air and hitting and the whole town goes dark, at that split second, I reached down and I hit the master switch, and everything inside and out of that ride just dead. And you're going from flashing lights and all that to just pure darkness all of a sudden. And as soon as the beat hits again, I'll hit the strobes, and people just go freaking nuts on that ride. You know, to kind of play the DJ to it. That's one thing. I'm a damn good Gravitron operator. I'll put on a hell of a show for you. You will go off that ride and get back on. Maybe not immediately the next ride, let your stomach settle or whatever, but you're coming back on that ride before you go home. Everybody rode it at least twice, if not more. Oh yeah, one of the owner's daughters loved it when I run it. She'd ride it all the time. She wouldn't ride it when other operators had it and whatnot, but when I was there, it became her favorite ride. But you know, I'd make a show out of it. I'd flash the lights and stuff like that. Cheers. And Lord, the shows I'd get, the shows that I would get on that ride, because, you know, it's always been tickets or tits. You either have tickets or show you the carny your tits. Either way, you can get a ride. So it's always been tickets or tits. That's the carny's motto. You wouldn't believe Well, matter of fact, Jimmy Otterbacher, the one I was telling you about, had all PV equipment. I mean, that was a thumping Gravitron. It was one of the best ones I ever run. Anyhow, the Carnies, you only get a couple of 15-minute breaks a day, and Otterbacher let Carnies ride the rides. So if we wanted to go ride a ride and we was on break, no problem whatsoever. Some shows you can't ride the rides, whatever. But Otterbacher didn't care if we rode what we did on our break, as long as we was on break. And he kept seeing people come over and get in line and ride the Gravitron. And he couldn't understand why, when you only got a few minute break, why are you going over there getting in line the Gravitron to run it? What the hell's this guy doing? And of course, he had this one snitch. Well, it was the show's snitch. He ran the bumper cars. And that was Jimmy Otterbacher's snitch or whatever. And anyhow, he had him investigate what the hell's going on as to why in the hell is everybody going over there and riding that ride during their break. What the hell's he doing in there? And of course, he rode it just like the others ride it and whatnot. I didn't think nothing about it or anything. But he reported back to Jimmy Otterbacher about the shows and all the dancing and stuff that goes on in there. And I don't know, it was a day or two later after he found out or whatever. I don't have any idea because I didn't know all this was going on. All of a sudden, I'm stopped during a ride. And when I open the door, of course, I'm looking out to see how many's in the line and if I'm going to step out and smoke a cigarette or whatever, I open the door, and as I'm looking out, opening the door and looking out, there's Jimmy Otterbacher sitting in his golf cart calling me down. So I grab a cigarette, get out of the ride, light it up. Yo, what's up? And he says, hey, you're going to have to start paying me to run that ride. I'm not paying you no more to run it. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about, Jimmy? He says, I heard about the shows you get on in there. And he says, you're getting that type of shows. You better start paying me. And then he drives off. But of course, he was kidding. But, yeah. Well, that's how I ended up marrying a 19-year-old when I was 38. In all fairness, she danced on that wall 2 days straight. And heck, I don't know. Even me, I couldn't sit out on that wall all day long. In the control booth, yeah. But to dance out on that wall, no way. Oh, look, Worldwide wants you to know when he clenches his butt, his Peter moves. I think we could all live without hearing that, but, he wanted to be that dumb. I thought I'd show it to you. What's up, Mr. John? What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? I heard you and Daniel finally got numbers exchanged, maybe. Yeah, he is a bit of a dumbass, Joseph. Oh, yeah, look at that. They received each other's texts. Right on. I'm glad I got you, finally got you two together on that. Woohoo! Hey, look at that. 9 people and 10 likes. That's pretty cool. Thank you, everybody. And please double tap that screen if you haven't done it. Tell that algorithm you want to spread the news. And the news is nobody belongs in jail for weed. And we need everybody to sign the petition at 420jum.com. That's the news. Anything after that's just friends having fun, my friends. Please sign and share that petition as soon as you can. And keep on sharing it. Oh, well, what would be badass? Yeah, the Gravitron looks really cool and stuff, but when it first come out, MTV had just come out, and the music television videos, and if you look at the Gravitrons, Starships and stuff, not where you go into the booth and not what's facing the door, but where you go into the cutout to go in the booth. Anyhow, there's 3 cutouts above where the driver sits on the doghouse there. You'll see how kind of the way it shapes like a bowl coming up, and it's got the flashing lights around here, and it's the bowl coming down, it's got the flashing lights up there, and boom, you can see 360 where you're sitting, whatever. You don't get centrifugal force within that box there. But anyhow, the cutouts out there were made for TVs. Now remember, we didn't have the flat screens and stuff like we do now. We had the regular big bulky TVs and all. And anyhow, you had to take 3 different TVs, well, 3 of the same TVs. But when you set up the ride, you put TVs up there. And you ran your music and played music videos. But that only lasted like the first year, maybe 2 years of the Gravitron, because the TVs didn't last very long and stuff. They couldn't handle the centrifugal force and different things like that and whatnot. Just like it's always better to use tapes instead of CDs in it, because CDs don't last very long. If you're sitting in that operating chair and I did this, that lighter would go to the ground. Now, if I held my arm straight out and let go of that lighter, it would go straight out, hit the wall, and advance around the circle. I used to do that with a stuffed animal all the time. I had a little stuffed animal, and we'd get spinning and whatnot, and I'd pick a, girl, whatever, and I'd just release the stuffed animal, just hold it out like that, let go of it, and it goes straight out, and then it just kind of rolled around the bowl across people's stomach and stuff. I had a kid complain to the show one time, and they wouldn't let me do that no more at that show. Everybody's pissed because they liked it. But, I gotta get back to what would be badass. Is it to make federally legal cannabis? Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. What run the Gravitron? Big diesel generators from the Carnival runs it. But anyhow, when I first rode, back when they were MTV rides, one of the first Gravitrons built, sold and whatnot, Jimmy Murphy. There's Jimmy, Jerry, and another one, but whatever, the Murphy brothers. Anyhow, one of the Murphy brothers bought his son one of the first Gravitrons ever made. Okay, Murphy Brothers is a big carnival out of Tampa, Florida. Or they used to be. I don't know if they're still, I'm sure they're still together, but Ray Kamix and a few others might be bigger now. But it was one of the biggest shows on the East Coast, Murphy Brothers. Anyhow, for his 18th birthday, his dad bought him the Gravitron. And that was his ride, yada, yada, this, that, and the other. That's why the son, Jimmy Murphy, whatever his name was, him and one other ride supervisor are the only 2 people to this day that I met that would actually step on that ride if someone was behind the control panel. Other than that, most people wouldn't step up on that ride. If, only somebody that don't know what it wouldn't do or whatever, if you know what I mean. Because you're at my mercy. Even if the walls ain't up, all you got to do is hit that button and that disc spin, it's going to throw you right off of it with no walls. If there's walls, it's going to just throw you against the wall. Well, anyhow, back to the story. First time I'd ever seen one, and it was, of course, in Tampa, Florida. And we're talking many years ago. And we're like, oh, wow, cool spaceship. Let's check this out. We go in there and you stand against the wall, and oh my God, I'd never been so sick on a ride in my life than that one. I couldn't wait for it to, you couldn't hardly breathe. It was hotter than hell, and it was just a miserable, what the hell, why does anybody enjoy this thing? And I said to myself, I'll never ride that son of a bitch again. And I didn't for years and years. And by the way, this is your story tonight, John. I was working for, I stumbled across Crown Amusement, which later on we called Crown Abusement, but they weren't that bad. Anyhow, Crown Amusement, the daughter was Debbie, and she pretty much run the show and all. She hauled the rides and stuff, and one of the loads she pulled was the Gravitron. Me, I got hired on the show, and Goose, he was younger than me and everything. You know, I had a young boss and whatever. Anyhow, when I went to Crown Amusement and showed up on their lot and asked for a job, they told me they had one opening with the Kamikaze and the Gravitron, and that Goose was a supervisor, yada, 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 yada. And I went and talked to Goose and the owner show and whatnot, and it was cool because I was responsible to maintain and set up and do stuff on the Gravitron, but I wasn't required to run it. My ride was the Kamikaze, which I had to set up, tear down, maintain, and all. Because supervisors have two different rides that they tab crews on and whatnot. And anyhow, Goose loved the Gravitron. He loved it. You know, he lived to run that Gravitron. That's the only reason he put up with the Kamikaze and everything. I mean, he loved that Gravitron. And me, I wouldn't even ride it. I remember years ago. Now, would I help build it and set the walls and everything? Yeah, I didn't have to ride it. Just like a roller coaster. I'll do ground mount work on a roller coaster, but I ain't riding the son of a bitch. And generally a rule on the Carnival, if you work on it, you ride it. But nope, you never got me on the roller coaster. And if I didn't want to get on the Gravitron or something, you wouldn't get me on that either. I'd quit probably. Well, anyhow, I'd been working with Crown Amusement for 4 or 5 months, I guess. Everything was cool. Everything was great. We'd get to a spot and set up the Gravitron or the Kamikaze, whichever one first. It didn't matter which one was on location, basically. But we'd set one up. As soon as that was done, we'd go over and start setting the other one up. When we opened, I was responsible for the Kamikaze. Goose was responsible for the Gravitron. And that was it. And it was cool, you know. We're leaving, I don't know if it's Fort Myers, Okeechobee. We were in southern Florida, and you come up Highway 1. If anyone knows anything about, you know, Florida and whatnot, the interstates and stuff, main highway up and down. Well, anyhow, we was coming out of South Florida, Indiantown maybe or somewhere, and one of the last things you do with the Gravitron, because the walls fold up, part of the disc actually folds up and makes the walls and stuff. Well, anyhow, when you fold them walls up, there's turnbuckles you put in, 4 of them, 2 on each wall. That way, if something happened, the walls couldn't bleed down, because surely they won't fold up without hydraulic pressure, but they can bleed down, especially if you break a line or something. And that's what happened. Debbie's coming up US 1, and the walls of the Gravitron come down, and cars go everywhere. Anyhow, nobody really major damage, wrecks or anything. Nobody got hurt or nothing. But they were stuck, the traffic and whatnot, for almost 45 minutes to an hour for the electrical truck, the generator, to come by and give power so we could fold the walls back up on it and put the turnbuckles in. Needless to say, Debbie was pissed, and she fired Goose from the Gravitron effective immediately and looked at me and said, "You're running the Gravitron, and Goose, you're doing the Kamikaze." And that was her last word. And I'm like, whoa, I don't know about this goose and whatnot. But we got it set up, and he conned me into going in there and sitting in the center and trying it out and whatnot. And it wasn't bad. And the more I run it, the more you got used to it. But if you looked up like quick, just looked up like that, oh, you were going to lose it. So a few rules you had to remember. Number one, do not look up quick. If you want to look up, you slowly look up and you're fine. But if you look up like that, you're done. I don't care. I mean, you go, pooh. Your head just spins like that ride does. But I got to where I could eat on it. I'd sit there and eat pizza in front of you, drink my soda, whatever. As long as I obeyed by them rules, like not looking up real quick and stuff. And heck, it become, there's no other ride in the carnival that I'd rather run or set up or have anything to do with. Yeah. I got to where I could get out there on the wall and stand off the wall, and people would come up, and my old lady would go in and run the ride while I wall surfed, go in there and stand off the wall. People would come up asking me to do that and stuff. Pretty cool ride, pretty fun ride. Oh, you ain't missing nothing, Eddie. Electric motor on the Gravitron, yeah. The Gravitron was a giant electric motor. Yeah, it actually had two motors. One was about the size of a starter on a diesel rig. 1.5 long, 6 inches around circumference or something like that. And that was called a pony motor. And you had one little belt that went from that over to the drive shaft torque converter stuff. And a person stood up on the top area, there's a little deck there, and they had a switch, and it would turn it left or right. And boom, I'd be on the deck setting the panels and stuff, and I had my wife at that time, but when I wasn't with her, I had another person. But someone had to be up there, and I just point left or right, and they had to move the ride left or right. There was a time when me and the old lady worked for I can't even. Pollock was the ride suit. Degler's. And they would hire because they were just, I don't know why they didn't replace the pony motor for about a month or so. But there was a dozen setups or so before we got a pony motor replacement that they hired 5 or 6 green help, just people that want to work from the town. And all they had to do was push the bowl, left or right. As long as it got turned, it didn't matter. But anyhow, then you had the main motor, and that sucker's like 3 foot long, 1.5 circumference, big giant electric motor mounted underneath there that had 3 big giant belts that you took the little belt off the pony motor and then put the 3 big belts on the drive shaft to the big motor, and it only goes in one direction. It don't have reverse. And if you want to slow it down or speed it up, you literally add or take out a couple of drops, not ounces, out of the torque converter on it. It has right in front of the big electric motor is a big giant torque converter. And you take the cap out and you literally add or take out a couple of drops, and it will speed up or slow down that ride. But I've done everything on one of those except change the center bearing. I used to grease that every day, but I've never changed one. You have to send it to the factory. They take a crane and lift the platform off, and you have to do that to change that center bearing. But everything else, lights, sound system, tearing it up, setting it up, all that crap, I've done every bit of that. And as far as I know, to this day, it's still the only ride ever built. The operator has to ride a ride. Watch, they make a computer at one time now. Wisdom, they have the AI computer in there. Welcome aboard. And one thing that'd make me quit within 72 hours, lose the sound system. Yeah, I wouldn't run one more than 3 days without a sound system. And just insane. Who wants to listen to 45 panels bang up and down all day and all night? Cheers. Oh, there's more than one. I mean, I don't know about the one in Missouri and whatever, but oh yeah, there's been more than one accident on them. Yeah, they've had a couple of them where panels flown off and killed people and hurt people and stuff. Just like any ride or anything that man makes, it can foul up. But if you look at it, it comes from operator error or something. Something the operator didn't do right. Like, okay, another story if you like. I was working for Autobacher, the one I was telling you had the great, beautiful one and whatnot. Well, my old lady didn't like working in the food wagons or ticket wagon, and she didn't get along with Autobacher's old lady, but she knew I loved it and everything, but things were just getting, kind of bad. And we had just got set up, and someone told us about 8 miles away, there was another carnival setting up. And me and her and a friend from that ran the paratrooper, we decided after we got our ride set up, it's our time. We can go now. We can go do whatever we want to do. You know what I mean? We decided we'd go check out that other carnival. We didn't know that, we was going to get jobs there or anything. We're going to go check out that other carnival. And that's what we did. When our rides were all up, set up, and ready to go, and the only thing you do is the next morning test run them and open the show, right? So we get done, we hop in the car, and we go there to visit this other carnival. And we're walking through, watching them do setup. And they were like us, still setting up. And we go by, and I'm like, damn, what the fuck's this guy doing is what I'm thinking to myself, and asked the old lady, and she's like the same way because, she set up the Gravitron with me. She knows what you do. This guy already had scenery set out and around the bowl and stuff. He had 3 guys up on the deck trying to wrestle a panel around and put it in and everything. And I'm like, damn, they ain't nobody allowed on that deck but me. One person can set up that ride with one person operating the pony motor. A 2-person deal. Hey, Mr. Eddie. Well, shit, I forgot where I got off on the reading them, and I forgot where I was at on the story, but I guess it don't really matter anyway. Oh, okay, never mind, I remember. Degler. And safe and unsafe rides, okay? That's why I'm telling this one. This was Degler, so we went to go see it. And as we go by, checking everything out, here's this, what I would consider an idiot, putting up the Starship, or the Gravitron. I think that one is called Starship. I don't remember Starship or Gravitron, honestly. But I think it was Gravitron. But it could have been Starship. I don't want the trolls to say, oh, you lied. Anyhow, we go on walking through, seeing their rides, and we ask around where the ride soup was, and his name was Polak. And we went over and we met Polak, and we told him that, we was working on another show, Autobacher, this, that, and the other, and, thinking about leaving that show if we found another show, And he asked us what, and I told him I run the Gravitron over at Autobacher's. And he's, oh, really? He says, yeah, I just lost my Gravitron man. And I told old boy that was helping him that it was his. And, I can't use you right now, but when we tear down, I'll hire you. And he's got, I promised to ride to him this spot. So basically, I'm going to let him set it up and run it, yada, yada, yada. But so we talked deal, and he made me a sweet deal. My old lady would be my first man. The only ride we had to touch in that whole carnival was the Gravitron or whatever. It was a sweet-ass deal. And that they would be music in the ride if I got the ride straightened out. And that was our deal. And when he agreed to all that, it was like, okay, no problem, we'd come back Sunday night after we tear down at Autobachers, and we'd come over here, and finish tearing down with y'all or whatever and join. And we thought all that was done, on the sly. Well, someone had told Autobacher that we went over to see this other show. So when we come back, all of our stuff is out of the bunkhouse. They literally went in, unlocked our doors, went in our bunkhouse, and took all of our shit and set it outside of it. And Autobacher said, well, if you want to go join us, blah, 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 this, that, and we got people said, fuck you then. We're gone. And the next day, we went back to Polak, and told him what happened. And he's like, well, I told you the ride's his and this, that, and the other. And I said, oh, no, I understand that. I mean, have you got something else we can do the rest of the week so, we can make money? And then when he tear down, whatever, I'll play door bitch for him, whatever. But at the end of this spot, the ride becomes mine. And he says, yeah, we can do that. Why don't you, come back and you can be door bitch with him, and I'll put your old lady down in Kittyland, because on Degler's show, all women worked Kittyland. Well, even Polak went against Degler's policy by letting her work a major. The Gravitron's considered a major. It's definitely not in Kittyland. But every other woman in Degler's always worked Kittyland. So anyhow, they opened the next day. We come back the next day. Oh, before I left the show, I went to go, the next day we come back. Now, I hadn't seen the kid that day that was running, that had built the ride. I'd seen him the night before, okay? Long hair, full hair, everything. Looked normal. Okay, I didn't see him the day that we went back that Monday to talk to and tell Polak that we needed a job and yada yada. So, but when we came back the next day, and I go to report, to my supervisor, the Gravitron, he's got 16 or 18 staples across. His head's all shaved back here, a big shaved area. And there's 16 or 18 fresh staples in his skull there. And I'm like, dude, what the hell happened to you? Because, 2 days earlier, it didn't look like that. And he came out from underneath of the Gravitron and didn't duck his head and hit the lip that the tire runs on. Yeah, that'll slice your head open in a heartbeat. So anyhow, one kid, he's yelling, don't go upside down, look, you did it. And I told him, dude, you need to chill out, quit acting like Frankenstein and scaring the kids. It's one thing to tell them not to go upside down and stuff, but don't blame your stupidity on the kids. Anyhow, when he first hit that ride, okay, they was 6 or 8 kids, whatever, on the first run. Hey, leave that alone. He goes in, sits down, I let the kids in, and normally I'll set up on the top step, and there's like 4 inches between your head and the bowl. Even in a wobble, if it wobbles a little bit, it won't hit your head or nothing. It's just, that's how it works out. And people would freak out. They'd see you go over there and sit down, and you're not going to hit it or nothing. You got a good 4 inches. My favorite spot is to sit there on that step and everybody be all weirded out about it, And I shut the door, he shutted the door, I'm sorry. I loaded the people on it, he shutted the door, and I went to go sit down on that step, and he hit the button to start the ride, and that thing starts going, and squeaking, squatting, and I jump up and I look at it, and it's wobbling and shit, and I'm like, holy crap, I got outside of the fence area onto the midway. I wasn't even in the area. of it. I was out on the midway watching this thing shake and squirt and whatever, and then bam, 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 the walls going up and shit, and kids getting off of it, whatever. And I'm like, damn, there's something definitely wrong with this ride. What did I get myself into? And the kid runs it for a couple hours, and he comes out and says, hey, man, you got to give me a break. You take all the breaks you want. Just shut that damn door and go take a break. I'll tell people we're out for service. I ain't running that ride. And you got to run the ride and this, that, and I ain't got to do a damn thing. I'm here as your door, bitch. You just shut that door and go take a break all you want. And he goes back off into the ride, all pissed off, blah, 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 blah. And I send them people in, and he makes a couple more spins, 4 or 5 more spins, half hour, 45 minutes. And once again, he comes out, you got to give me a lunch break. You got blah, blah. And I says, dude, I am not going to run that ride. He closes the door and goes stomping off across the midway. Which the hell, I didn't care. Within 5 minutes, here comes, and we're open. The show's open. Here comes Pollock with him in the golf cart, just a hauling ass. Comes, slams his brakes on in front of the Starship and says, what do you mean? What do you mean you're not going to run the ride? And I said, dude, I'll play door bitch all you want, but I'm not putting my life or anyone else's life on the line and run that ride. What do you mean? I said, dude, that ride's not safe. I don't know what's up, whatever, but I'm not going to run that ride. And he said, really? And I said, yes, sir. And he flips a U-turn and floors it and hauls ass off. And I'm thinking I'm going to be fired or whatever, Old boy goes back in, I load the ride, and he's making a spin. And before that ride ended, here's Otterbacher back, flying in, and he's got my old lady on the golf cart. So within that couple minutes, him making a spin, he had went to Kittyland, got her off of that ride, put her in the cart, and was back up there. Just as he's stopping, and he calls him out, and he says, hey, you, go over to the zipper. He tells my old lady, hey, you, get over there. And he tells me, he says, I don't care if you have to take the ride completely apart and put it back together. Don't open it until you think it's safe. And he gets in his golf cart and he drives away. I had to take it all the way back down. The idiot had put, there's a difference between the wall wedges and bolts and stuff as compared to the top. One set has a groove, the other set don't, and that's why. And you can't mix them and stuff. Well, this idiot had. The top cable was loose, all kinds of stuff. But the very first thing he didn't do, and why I had to take it all the way back apart, was he didn't level the ride at all. So I basically put it all back down, leveled the ride, leveled the outriggers and stuff, put the walls back up with the right wedges and pins, and we're getting ready to do the test run. I guess he was watching me the whole time, because we go to do the test run, and everything sounds fine, and as I'm stopping, just like that old boy out there in the lot that said that looked like a spaceship, there was Otterbacher sitting on his golf cart, and he's got his hand like this. And he called me down, and he says, what do you think? I said, hey, it's ready to go. We can open up. And he says, good job, whatever. I start spinning that night. The very next day, he had my stereo system there. I didn't have to wait or nothing. They were so impressed that that ride, none of them had heard that ride sound like that. No noise, no nothing. And I guess they just never ever leveled the ride. Surely that guy that he helped set it up with taught him how to level the ride and stuff. You know what I mean? But they were so impressed with the way I had that ride running, they went out and got my stereo system the very next day. And when my old lady was up there helping me tear it down and put it back together in the middle of the fair being open, electrician comes by, hey, what's she doing up there? And I'm like, that's my first man. No, she ain't. Women work in kitty land. Yada, 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 yada. And I'm like, nope, nope, nope. And he said, I bet you $100 she won't be there at tear down. I got $20 out of 20 or $30 out of him. He never paid me the rest. But I did get 20 or $30 out of him that very first draw week because she was there during teardown. He ripped me off out of the rest. But, yeah, she was my first man. Pollock and them kept true to the word on that. Oh, Daniel, it'd be great without the trolls. You know, absolutely great without them. It's not like I encourage to be here and whatnot, but they do kind of help. When they show their stupidity and all, they kind of help tear down what they've tried to build. They help the algorithm. You know, it's sad to say, but a lot of people like that shit. I wish they had never popped back up on my page ever again, but I have no control of that. But it is a lot nicer when they're not here. I guarantee, you know, I go with that. I like that statement. Not you what? You don't like you like the trolls here, or you don't like, well, I mean, what do you mean? Not you. Oh, liking the arguments? No. No, Mr. A, I remember back in the, before you, I mean, when the first came in and hating the trolls and stuff. And yeah, so I mean, no, I wasn't saying you. Yeah, I know you didn't like the argument and stuff. And I'm not saying you do. People do, you know. Sometimes, I mean, look at TikTok. The more they argue and fuss and fight on that, the more that they like it and stuff. People just, they have channels of that stuff and whatnot. Me, I'd like to be peace, love, and cannabis. What? I just said peace, love, and cannabis. And they come running up here like, what? Cheers. Oh, there you go. I'm very seldom on TikTok. I mean, I like looking at some of my favorite. I've got some pastors and stuff that I love hearing what they say in their message and all. But yeah, I'm not doing TikToks and stuff very much at all. And that's mainly because of the stupid ass trolls. I mean, as long as I'm not making videos and stuff, they can't report the stupid shit and have my channel taken away. Because I do like seeing some of the people I follow. Just like Facebook. I miss a few of the people I follow and some of my special friends and stuff, but I had no control over that. Right now I do with TikTok, because if I don't do lives and shit, then they can't report me for doing nothing. You know what I mean? Oh, they're not wrapped up. They're in here with me. They're in here with me, which I know is well above freezing. It's probably in 60s inside or something like that. I mean, it's not cold inside here, but they're in here with me. They're not going to be on the other side of the barrier or in the cold. Nope. And I think that'd be good enough. And in the morning, I'm going to take the heater, and hopefully the wind's died, which, knock on wood, it seems like maybe over the last 15 minutes I haven't felt the van shake or nothing. Shit, now I'm out of oil. I bet you that's what that is. And I wasn't expecting that. Damn it. Darn it. Hang on. Let's go for another walk. Let's hope that's what it is. I thought it had enough oil, but it's been a minute or two since I've had to add oil. And that sounded like my tray that just fell. You gotta hate it when it goes black in here. Where the hell? There we go. Yep, I knew it. I'm glad that didn't have a whole lot on it. Of course, I don't have a whole lot anyway. Let me layer up a little bit. You go out here and pull this cord, it fires right back up. It's oil. I'll go in there and buy a quart of oil. I've got some 2050, but I don't want to put that in my generator. I don't want to put it in nothing, really. And I don't know how much oil is. I'm going to take my wallet just in case. Damn it. Finally. Couldn't get it in my pocket. Move, little ones. Hopefully the wind's stopped now. Hell, it blew my chair all over the place. Yep, it's oil. See, I know my generator now. I've had it so long. Let me turn this flashlight out. Go buy a quart of oil. Whew. Damn, this is days you need a pair of gloves and a fucking beanie or a ski mask. My nose is frozen already. Lord have mercy. Wallet. Well, here's 30 weight. That's better than none. Whew. Oh, I didn't look, Eddie. Haven't you ever looked out and seen the sun and moon before? Now, have you ever looked up in the sky and seen the sun and the moon at the same time during the day? No?
I mean, yes and no.
Huh? Yes and no? I have many a time. How about you, young lady? Have you ever noticed like the moon over here and the sun over here before during the day? That you can actually see the moon during the day?
I think you're good. You're good.
Huh?
You're good.
Thank you. What say y'all? I need to do a survey on the internet about that. How you doing? I need to do an internet survey on that because I know damn sure I've seen the moon over yonder way and the sun over yonder way. Hell, I can't think of who, but I'm sure a few of y'all that I've talked with, we've talked about that and seen it together. I don't know who all's here, but okay, Will, you've seen the moon and the sun at the same time, haven't you? Okay, you've seen it all that while. I didn't think I was the only one. Well, it shut down quicker than I thought. Normally it runs for a couple minutes. We put oil in it. Hopefully it fucking runs the rest of the night. Whoa. Come on. Too cold to give me shit. Woohoo! Woohoo! Oh shit. Please don't go out tonight. Damn it, man. Whew. Whew. That is downright freaking cold out there. Whew.
Sir, this is not going to work. Your driver's license is not recognized yet.
Now I get to warm up my hands again. Whew. Excuse me, why I freeze? Well, I'm not freezing no more. Whew. That was very unpleasant. Very unpleasant. See if I can get the oil off my fingers here and get my heater over here and thaw out my hands real quick. Whew. Don't mind me. Whew. Ouch. Oh. It's gone dark. I don't get scared. I didn't go out to look and see. When they're out together, yep. Oh, gee, what is it? You believe in Google all you want. That's 666 in their logo. And they tell you just like NASA does. On Google. You're so funny. Don't let somebody else explain it. Go get your basketball. Get your flashlight. You know, let somebody else explain it. It's just like you magically turn right side up when you dig straight down and you get to China. I'm sure Google will tell you how that magically happens too. Go bark at the moon. There you go. Moon man back when the sun went there. There you go. No, I won't get my head gasket until in the morning. AutoZone kind of screwed that up for me today. But that means it wasn't supposed to happen today. And it was windier than an MF'er. And there's no way I was going to do it being that cold. We were 21, this morning with the wind chill and all. So tomorrow I'll have it warmed up, the head warmed up. I'll put the heater on the block, and the head bolts will be warmed up, and I can probably put her back together tomorrow. Now I did read up on it, and I can do it in the cold, but here's the thing. The bolts, the heads, and the block and everything need to be the same temperature. So if I was going to do it in the cold, of course it says it can mess up the specs, and that once the engine gets up to operating temperature, you go back and retorque them. So you have to do a second torque, and you have to make sure that the bolts, the head, and the block are the same temperature. Like if I took the head and set over there by the block and everything, okay, it could have went back together, but I would have had to done it a second time after you run the engine. So I did check into all that. Oh, I got plenty of fuel. Oh, it's colder than witch's tit in a brass bra. Hey, Daniel, just walk outside. You tell me. You go right ahead and wrestle a bear. I'll send you a get well card, but I don't know if I can make it to the hospital to visit you. Because that bear's going to whoop your ass. I'm sorry to break that news to you, but you do know that, right? That generator I got there is a Westinghouse. And knock on wood, I got to say it's been a great generator, man. If you want a good generator, I mean, normally I'm pushing Hondas and stuff, but they're expensive. But that damn Westinghouse, man, and it was through Walmart. But Frankie's the first one that told me about him, and yeah, it gave me a little trouble in the beginning, dieseling, but that cleared up. And sometimes if the wind's blowing right, it is shut off from the carbon monoxide sensor, even though it's outside. Well, I learned a trick for that. You just put a fan blowing on it, and then that don't happen. You shouldn't have to do that, but all in all, it's been a great generator. Yeah, four-stroke, and it runs on gasoline. I mean, you can probably make one or get one to run on propane. Just change or put a regulator and different carb on it or something. I don't know if they make them for propane, but for a gas generator, pretty damn good. Wrestle the cocaine bear. There you go. Well, the wind hasn't completely stopped because the curtain's blowing pretty good right now. Move, Lulu. Move. Move. They're telling me it's time to put their dog food in the pan. So here in a minute, I'm going to have to put the water or the dog food in the pan for the water. Yeah, let me get their food started. I'll be right back. Ah! Move. 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 Yeah, move, doggies. Yeah, doggies, move. Should give you tuna, but I'm too lazy to open the cans tonight. Oh, there we go. Never mind. I know what I'm doing now. Move.
Yeehaw.
I about got y'all ready, Mama. But y'all gonna wait 5 minutes. Wait 5 minutes. You two little ones, you gotta wait 5 minutes. Let me get a drink here. Move, Lena. Move. 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 Well, evidently, thank God the oil was a problem, because the generator is still running. Where's Jim? I disappeared. I was feeding the dog. Hey, thank you, Eddie, for telling him that. Damn. Damn, you quit. Coffee and Jack. There you go, John. Dab something, I don't know. You're going to piss your sister off, she's going to kick your ass. And I'm going to laugh my ass off. He's going to piss you off, ain't he? Tell him. Tell him again. She's smart. Mama dog. Oh. Mama settled his ass down earlier. She got on him and rode him like a horse and said, hey, I'm the dominant one here. Didn't you? Huh. You had to get on his ass earlier. She rode him like a donkey. I said, listen to Mama. Of course, she did that to Betty the other day. She said, there's only going to be one dominant bitch here, and that's me. Huh. Huh. Yeah. Isn't that true? Yeah, that's true. You got my permission. Yeah. You deserve that title. Head bitch. Head bitch. Okay. Okay, back up, 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 back up. Thank you. Let me have my leg. Yeah, I would think so. My plans for tomorrow is maybe putting the head back together. Whether that happens or not, I make no promises or expectations. Whether I get it finished tomorrow or not, I make no plans, no expectations. It just depends. If there's no wind and stuff, I can lay down and hook the exhaust back up. It takes 5 minutes or so, say 10, to put the exhaust donut and stuff back up. I can get her all done. But if it's just too damn cold, I'm not going to do it. You know what I mean? And I ain't going to call Daniel to come do it. It's not that damn important. I'm not going to be driving until Tuesday anyway, as far as I see from the weather. So, honestly, if it don't fire up until Tuesday, I'm not going to be unhappy or unsad. Today went okay. I finally got my head gasket. It's there and ready to be picked up. Nah, well, hell, you can see pictures from me over the last 10 years. So you can see me 10 years ago without the beard and the long hair and shit just by going on the internet. Well, it's supposed to be the right gasket. I have not laid my eyes on it personally until tomorrow morning. But supposedly it is the right gasket. I've already had the wrong one. So hopefully they got the right one. And if it isn't the right one, I'm just going to get my money back, and Daniel and me will take a trip over to Napa, where I got the other ones or whatever, and we'll buy a head gasket. That won't be what stops me. We will go pick one up somewhere else. Oh, I doubt that, but thank you. Actually, believe it or not, I got better looking as I got older. So yeah, I wasn't a very good looking child. Or never considered myself to be. I wasn't conceited and thought that anyway. The only thing I thought about growing up was working. And now that I'm grown and I did my working and all, the best my trolls can do is say, go to work. Yeah, stupid people. Well, what else should we talk about, my friends? Make sure y'all sign that petition, please, at 420gym.com. Add your name, sign it, share it. I'd really appreciate that. It'd be cool if you subscribe and share my channel. Double tap that screen, just a little tap. Let the algorithm know that you like it. I'd appreciate that. Ooh. They're telling me 5 minutes is up. Let's make them wait another minute. What do you mean, don't go to work? Oh, I bet you did look a lot younger when you was 15. Hell, if I just shave all this, I'd look 20 years younger just like that. Well, I don't know with all the wrinkles I got now. But, yeah. Well, hell, 30 days tomorrow. In 30 days tomorrow, I'll uh, be a year older. Damn. 67. 65. What do you mean, how long have I been there? 53. Me, I'll be 67 December 30th. But I was taking, you said 50 years ago you was a good-looking guy, and you was talking about being a good-looking guy at 15 or something like that, so I put 15 and 50 years ago and come up with 65. That's why I come up with that. So 50 years ago, you was a good-looking baby or toddler. That's where you threw me off. Yeah, I was born in 58. Born in 60. Right on, Eddie. Well, my friends, I'm getting ready to get out of here in a couple minutes. If there's any last questions, comments, complaints, concerns, or anything, now would be a time to list them. Thank you for signing and sharing the petition. Thank you for subscribing and double tapping the screen and all. I appreciate all of you, each and every one. Thank you for hanging out. The dogs are telling me to end this, get off my ass, and put their food down. Aren't you? And I'm going to do a little bubbler real quick and say goodnight, folks. I thought. Hey, you too, Mr. Daniel. I'll see you tomorrow morning or whatever. I mean, whenever you come by. I know it's Sunday. You probably want to sleep in a bit. I'm not going to know anything until 9, 10 o'clock myself, so I know that. But we're going to do this bubbler and go away until morning. Thank you, Mr. John. You too. I'm on Bond Point halfway down that. There you go. Yes, sir. Cheers. Well, my friends, thank you so very much. Good Lord willing, the creek don't rise. I'll be back tomorrow at noon and again at 7. Until then, peace, love, and cannabis for all. One team, one dream, united we stand, and if we try, we can all get along. The dogs love you, I love you, Jesus loves you. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Peace out now.